play of the game from way down.
1, 2, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bombs going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bomb stats, Dingo gonna find Rainer.
Oh, the life finder keeps Maev up. It was going to be a close thing.
And healing, what? Get out of, no! No!
Triple stun again. Big flanks coming out from the Blaze.
It's a death metal though.
Death metal into the double, triple kill.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series Season 7. We got a game for you tonight coming at you from C West between Lurk Patrol and Frank's Furters. Now, we're going to do a replay cast of game number 1, as unfortunately I wasn't able to catch the teams before they started their match. So I know how it turns out, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to know how it turns out. Some of you probably do, but that's okay. So let's take a quick look at where we are going with maps here. And welcome, Lunchbox. Glad you could join us this evening. So first map is going to be Cursed Hollow here, and it was picked by Lurk Patrol. Our bans were Braxis Holdout and Volskaya Foundry for Lurk Patrol. And for Frank's Furters was Alterac Pass and Sky Temple. And just a quick look at the standings here. These teams, Frank's Furters sitting at number 10 right now with 4 points. Lurk Patrol at 19, looking to catch up to Tickle Me Tassadar. Frank's Furters trying to catch up to Annie Oak League, and maybe with some additional wins there, they can catch up to that Plug Walk, or even up to maybe even Piecemeal if they can get a few wins here. So yeah, no idea how this game turns out, right? So ultimately, we don't have to wait on the teams. We've already got the replay, so let's go ahead and get right into this. And again, we don't see any draft, so we don't actually know what was picked and banned. However, we do have some heroes that you're gonna like to see, so let's get right on into this. All right, good, and it is shown up there. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams, shall we? On the left, we've got Lurk Patrol. Let's check this out. So we've got Ektar on the Vikings, Hyde F on Zarya, Gunny gonna be playing the Gul'dan, Harnock on Ana, and Ace on the Garrosh. And for Frank's Furters, we've got Dallying Pig on ETC, DJ Coldcuts on Dahaka, Magic Master on Orphea, Boggs on Falstad, and Indecisive on Uther. So Lost Vikings, not a hero that you see a whole lot in NGS these days. Haven't even seen one in a Storm League game, and I have no idea even how long. So they definitely exist. We do see here Lurk Patrol coming into the bot lane, looking to get some value. I don't want to call it the cheese, but it's kind of the cheese. Trying to get the tower down. They get about a third of it down here. And the rotation down from Falstad, ETC, and Uther, trying to stall this out. It's going to leave Orphea and Dahaka in the off lanes to deal with the soak from the Vikings there. So, 4-man push. Let's pop up these talents again, see what we've got. So we got Prog Rock from ETC, the secret weapon, is that what it's? Gathering Storm, secret weapons later. For the Falstad, we've got the Holy Radiance build for Uther, but it's going to be the Power Slide in onto Hyde, as Zarya trying to get more damage onto that tower, and ultimately is going to be First Blood going over to Frank's Furters. And Olaf, just a few moments later, going to be the kill there in the mid lane from Orphea. Let's see, what else do we have? Groundbreaker echoed, Corruption, the Bribe from the Vikings, and Feel the Heat from Zarya. So Feel the Heat giving her that extra damage when they're in close in melee range. That's oftentimes what you're looking for when you want to take structures. Fair enough. And Gul'dan getting a lot of damage here into the back, and Uther a difficult healer to have into a Gul'dan. with the spread potential of the corruption, and that's, you know, a good reason to have the ETC prog rock as well to help out with offsetting the potential damage. And once again here, I'm actually kind of surprised in how low health DJ Cold Cuts is here, as we do see the rotation onto the Bruiser camp for the mid lane. And we'll see if they are able to pick up the Siege camp before the bot tribute comes up. Frank's Furters coming over here to get onto their Siege camp in the bot lane. That'll be close by to the tribute. And it looks like not quite enough time for Lurk Patrol to get their Siege camp to push in the far lane while the tribute's going on. So we do have global from Falstad, so Falstad can get here, Dahaka can get here. 10 seconds on this timer, and this is the time you want your team to be getting the tributes when you're playing against a Vikings comp. You want to be able to pick these up quickly, decisively, get some kills. You don't want to give up tributes early in the game, because it's going to make it a lot harder for you to do to gain an advantage later in the game. And there goes the Echoed Corruption. Eric bolting his way out as Ace throwing Uther into the backline. Dallying Pig about half stepping back a little bit here, taking a quick reset. And Orphea's in the middle trying to keep up with the soak. I almost wonder if that's not a bad idea. I think that they probably should have had Orphea here to try to help them, because this is essentially an uneven fight now with the Eric. But here comes Orphea, and she's going to throw out that Dread, trying to get some damage. They do get the kill onto Gul'dan as Dallying Pig getting that power slide in, and with that they do secure the tribute. So ultimately they stay about even thanks to that kill onto Gul'dan and secure the tribute. Level 7's now online. Let's take a look at what we've got here. Just checking out chat, just seeing what's going on over here. Love to see it. And we do have the Vikings getting that Merc bonus here. So much like Merc Queen, this gives them the additional 50% damage rather, for the Siege camp and ultimately other camps when they make use of them. So Orphea getting a little bit of value here in the mid lane, so the whole wall down and the bottom wall down for Lurk Patrol, so trading out some value there. And ultimately they want the bottom lane because that gives their safe boss the capability of a win condition, and the earlier they can get that, the better. It looks like kind of in favor of Lurk Patrol here, you know, still being in this bot lane, but it's on the side of Frank's Furters. So ideally, probably, you know, if they can pick them up, this works better for Lurk Patrol, because it's closer to the lane where they want to be pushing. That means that the next tribute will be in the upper half of the map. And Gul'dan throwing out that corruption, getting a few ticks in there. Throw onto Orphea. She does get stunned by the Groundbreaker, and she's very low at this point, but Uther keeping her up. Hyde getting pulled in, and Zarya going to be the first kill of this brawl. Dahaka getting that tongue onto Garrosh, and once again with the 5 versus 4 1/4 advantage here, Frank's Furters doing exactly what they need to do in order to maintain a balance on this. They're a little bit ahead in XP, so they'll probably get their ultimates first. Now, Anna's not level 20, so she can't solo bosses just yet. In the mid lane, we have a mage fight here, and I feel like Gul'dan probably wins that, as the Vikings getting picked off one at a time all over the map here, and Orphea now having to deal with the pressure of 3. Level 10's coming on, so we've got the Mosh Pit, Mighty Gust, Isolation, Divine Shield, and Crushing Jaws. So making value happen with that Mosh Pit, getting the Crushing Jaws, and the full combo coming out from Orphea. On the other side, we've got the Expulsion Zone from Zarya with Play It Again, Nano Boost, Warlord's Challenge, and Horrify. And Here we go. Now, this is the first tribute with the ultimates. And the throw in onto ETC. Tongue going out onto Garrosh. Expulsion zone is there, and here comes a big mosh. Follow up from the crushing jaws and getting the Gul'dan kill, as well as Olaf there. Ace having to get away thanks to his increasing armor there. It looks like this is going to be a curse in favor of Frank's Furters, and now they're going to make their way up here, try to get this kill onto the Garrosh. Using that Bloodthirst to stay alive. He still has healing coming in from the well. Let me zoom out here. Garrosh just living forever against this team. But 5-man push. They're going to leave the Siege Giants alone there in the back, trying to get more kills. Horrify going out, keeping the Zarya safe this time. Balog making a break for it here. And it looks like Frankfurt is going to go ahead and back away now. The sleep going out onto Dowling Pig, so not quite able to convert that into anything. They are going to get the mid fort from minions, and it looks like they'll get top fort because of their 4-man push here. Ultimately, Eric able to slow things down in the bot lane, so just the one tower, as Balog's going to get taken out once again. The throw onto Orphea, not quite enough to get her over the wall, and it's going to be the combo bang out onto Gul'dan. That expulsion zone placed perfectly to keep Orphea not locked down in the corner, but not able to secure the kill. So pretty good value out of that first curse. 2 forts, all of the wall in the bot lane, and DJ Coldcut's coming in. He might be able to get the Balog, but unfortunately that tongue hits a minion, and with the fort there is going to slow him down and require that he pulls back. Pings coming out from the Falstad. Looks like he's moving down here. Going to take out the Eric very quickly with that Gathering Storm. Let's check that out. 45 stacks. Nearly done with the Wave of Light, or Holy Radiance, rather, for Uther. And Unstoppable used by Garrosh there. I'm not entirely sure why. So that's 40-ish second cooldown that Garrosh will not have to be able to counter that mosh pit that they do have. Level 13 is now online for Frank's Furters, so we do see them having a little bit of an XP lead, which, you know, is not necessarily what you want to have when you're facing down the Vikings. Let me rephrase that. That's exactly what you want to have. It's not what you want to have if you're playing the Vikings, but Orphea being very deep in here is going to throw out her combo, not going to hit anybody with the jaws. Here comes the mosh pit onto 3 with the Divine Shield, going to keep alive. Holy Radiance completed there, but Gul'dan going to be the kill, and it looks like Garrosh could be the next one to go down, and is. Wouldn't be surprised to see, yep, the flight from Boggs here to keep him back in the line here, getting the damage onto Hyde, and it looks like that's going to be a 3-for-0 trade in favor of Frank's Furters here. Wow. And we've got now the Vikings making their way down to... I don't know what they're doing. Can Vikings solo a boss? Is that what's happening here? I mean, they do have the armor, so maybe? I don't know. I want to watch this, guys. I'm sorry. If anything else cool happens elsewhere on the map, I kind of don't care. I want to see what happens with this boss fight with these Vikings. This is absolutely bonkers. I cannot believe this is even happening. Tribute coming up in the top lane. Good thing everybody's elsewhere on the map. Falstad pretty close here, so if Falstad actually came over and sniffed this out, I think he could not only kill all the Vikings, but potentially steal this boss away, but he has no idea. What is happening? Level 16's online. Let's go ahead and pop that. And now Eric showing in the lane makes this even more like crazy. And here come the rest of the Lurk Patrol to get this boss. I can't believe that just happened. That is insane. All right, then. Well, so that boss is going to go in. Will easily be able to take out the fort. It won't be able to get the keep, but it does provide pressure for Lurk Patrol. And we're going to see all 5 rotating down here to clean this up. 3-man root. Boss MVP up in here. Might not be able to get the fort even. Can they get it down before it takes it out? Oh, they can't. Look at this. How much health does that have? 12 health. Oh my goodness. All right, well, let's take a look. So we've got this tribute spawning now. It's not a curse point for either team, so neither team necessarily has to fight for this. And level 16 available for Frank's Furters. So I kind of expect Lurk Patrol not to go too hard on this, but they are coming in, stalling it out, trying to get the 16 from their Viking up in the top there. Balog and Eric, of course, in the bot lane. And they're going to go ahead and back away. And this makes a lot of sense. I mean, they don't need to rush in on this. It's not curse point. They do use the Merc bonus there to bribe all of the minions. Dowling Pig going in there, but too far forward to be able to actually get the camp and steal it away. Eric trying to make his way to this fort and get that last 12 damage on it, but not quite able to do so. Not sure what we're calling for pinging up here. Maybe for this boss? Is that what the call is here? Is level 16 is now available for Lurk Patrol here. So we got the extra throw, and there's the expulsion zone. Dowling Pig all by himself here. The throw from Garrosh, unstoppable going out from the Uther. The fear, though, is going to prevent, well, there it is, the Divine Shield. And Chomp going to kill out the Ana. We've got Garrosh getting tongued by DJ Cold Cuts here. Gul'dan going to be chased down up in the top there, and so this is all the action that's left. And of course I chased the wrong fight here, as Garrosh is going to make it away. But does Magic... Oh, the jump! Keeping Ektar alive on the Balog. And now, 3rd tribute going over to Frank's Furters, allowing them to get another curse, and Balog's gonna end up going down there in the top to the Orphea. All right, so we're gonna see this bottom fort going down. This is looking very strong for very strong for Frank's Furters here. And we do have 2 Vikings plus the Ana in the middle here, and a full wave. But here come the rest of the team. So DJ Cold Cut's a little bit in danger here, as he's going to get thrown in. And I don't expect him to live through this. That being said, here comes the Gust. The taunt onto Dahaka, taking a lot of damage from the Gul'dan. Does get slept, and ultimately is going to go down. And this could actually be a big problem for Frank's Furters. Is now, there goes the Crushing Jaws, though. Orphea taking that damage from Gul'dan, and here comes the nano boost. It is, well, actually, it came out earlier. And Frank's Furters having to pull back, so they just got that bottom fort. No significant keep damage. They got a wall down in both the mid lane and bot lane, and I think they had some of that top lane already. So Falstad coming back, picking up the camp here. Let me show those level 16 talents again for everybody. Room Boy, yes, it is a replay. I was unfortunately unable to catch the first game, so I caught the second game, and they sent me the replay. So that's where we're at. So I already know how it turns out, but you don't have to know how it turns out unless you already checked, because it's already been reported. Orphea here by herself. I don't know if she's aware that this team is close by. She's gonna go in and try to work out clearing out the siege camp there, and gets the kill onto Balog. We are gonna see this rotation up here. Echoed Corruption going out. She's far enough back that the fort is going to protect her from the additional damage. And yeah, no quests. Oh, you know what? I didn't even see that Orphea took the Chomp quest at level 7. That is spiciness. Chomp quest was the legit way to go back when Orphea was first released, because she was able to get that double chomp with her level 16, but she can't do that anymore. Garrosh sniffing out this boss play here. I'm interested to see if they're going to be able to go in, and it looks like they do. Dallying Pig throwing the Garrosh into the boss point there, and here's a big mosh. But ultimately, the expulsion zone going to be able to secure the boss for Lurk Patrol. Ace very low in health here, but so is Indecisive. Indecisive is going to be the first kill. Let's take a look at those level 20s. He'll be back in just a moment here, as they are now chasing down Dallying Pig and DJ Coldcuts with everything they possibly can get. And here comes the Redemption Uther back, and the boss in the top lane working on this fort. This boss is a little bit more powerful now than the one we saw previously, so definitely will take out this fort and probably gets at least some keep wall damage here. And with the pressure they've applied against Frank's Furters, they're now going to pick up the Bruiser camp. So structures are even on both sides here as far as forts are concerned. The double throw and Groundbreaker stun, big taunt, going to take out the Orphea and Indecisive as well. That is a huge pair of kills for Lurk Patrol. Looks like Dahak is going to get rooted by the boss, and they just don't have that much damage now. Nano Boost going out onto Gul'dan. This is dangerous. 45 seconds for Uther and Orphea, and only a Falstad damage here. We do see the tongue onto Garrosh, pulling him in. Unstoppable used. ETC getting thrown in. Now the Horrify with no healing. He's going down, and this looks like it could be the end of the game, as Lurk Patrol heading on to the core. And keep in mind, Hyde has that field of heat as well, so although I don't think he's actually close enough to the core to make use of it, but that's okay. Garrosh getting pulled into the graveyard, into the Nexus zone there, and the taunt going out onto Falstad, gonna throw him into the back, trying to catch up to Boggs. I don't know what they're doing. I don't feel like they need to screw around with killing people. They could just actually kill the core, as now Orphea is coming up, and Orphea is a hero that could just destroy your entire team if you're not careful. And now they're backing away. I feel like if Zarya was a bit closer to the core, and if they focused on it, then the core's already dead. But the core's regenerating shields. It's still a 5-ish versus 3, and now there's a boss coming in the bot lane from those Vikings, but they do get the kill onto the core. Took a little bit longer than it needed to, and that's going to be game number 1 going over to Lurk Patrol. And that's a tough game to lose if you're Frank's Furters. A lot of that game you had in the bag, and ultimately lost it there at the end, as some of those team fights just, you know, turned around. But 6-14, holy cow, in the kills. And checking out the damage here, I still just so amazed at the ability of Vikings to just solo a boss. That's nuts. What do we got here? So we've got Gul'dan edging out the hero damage pretty decently, 20k over there. Siege damage, of course, going over to Ektar with those Vikings, as well as the damage soaked. Holy cow, the Lost Vikings bringing up the numbers. XP as well, of course. Healing on about double of the Uther, which is, you know, you kind of expect that against an Uther who has the armor potential. So talents here, level 20s, just to show those again. So we did have the Haunt from Gul'dan, the double throw out of Garrosh, Nano Boost, the rewind version for Zarya, and of course the Fury of the Storm for the Vikings. We got that epic mount, or epic mount, yeah. The Contagion Redemption, Engulfing Oblivion, giving that reduced cooldown when you get a kill, and then of course the Bolt of the Storm. So really exciting game to see on this Cursed Hollow map between Lurk Patrol and Frank's Furters. And of course, game number 2, if you're watching this on the replay, will be coming up in just a moment here. But got an exciting game from that one as well. So overall, you know, pretty exciting series to watch. Glad that we were able to catch it, and glad that all you out there in Twitch land joined me tonight for this kind of cheesy goodness. seeing the Lost Vikings. You don't see them very often, so you got to get the time in that you can. With that, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching the replay, you'll be going into the next game in a moment. For the rest of you here live, I appreciate you joining me for this evening. Don't forget to check out the NGS Rewind on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern on the main NGS page, twitch.tv/Nexus Gaming Series. I'm sure that I'll be casting some more games throughout this week, so keep an eye out on the schedule for that. Other than that, have a great night. Don't forget to schedule your flex matches. Don't forget to report your games, and we'll see you again soon.